Corrie, thanks very much for joining me on this Herald and Killie Chronicle video special. How are you doing?
Happy, healthy, blessed as always.
Yeah. How's your day been so far? You boys in training this morning?
Yeah, really good. Training, gym, and then beating a few of the lads in darts.
Is that sort of like a kind of good thing to do after you've had training, have a bit of a laugh and obviously raise spirits?
Yeah. The table tennis and darts gets pretty competitive here, so it's good to just keep that competitiveness, even if it's not football. We're playing something together. Whereabouts
do you kind of rank in terms of the better darts players and table tennis players?
I'll give you the right answer then. Table tennis, genuinely, I'm top seed. Darts, Gary McCoy-Stephen, incredible, top seed.
I think I've heard one or two of the players kind of mention his name.
Gaz is really good.
Does the manager and any of the staff get involved too, or is it kind of very much your thing?
No, yeah, they do. We still have a darts tournament going on. I'm actually in the semi-final.
All right,
I'm playing Brad, and Gaz is playing Ginto. So, please God, I can win that. I wanna get to the final.
When will that be?
Soon, whenever we're all ready to do it, you know.
Oh, well, fair enough. Obviously, we're a couple of days after the Celtic game at the weekend. It's obviously a difficult day for the team. How have things been since then in terms of like training and the boys kind of try to, get going again?
Yeah, I think the gaffer after the game emphasised on he wanted this week to be positive. Obviously it's a tough place to go. They were really good that day. We could have done better for a lot of the goals, but like I said, the gaffer emphasised on being positive and training well this week, to get us ready for the split and just want to start well and kick on. I think we haven't done as well as we should, we know that, but we want to finish as high as we can and get as many points on the board as we can.
You'd obviously mentioned the split there, the fixtures came out yesterday. Have you had the chance to look at them and sort of discuss them with your teammates?
Yeah, of course. The first game's obviously at home, which is a boost for us, the fans can help us, and we always fancy ourselves at home, and we owe Ross County one anyway, so that's an extra bit of motivation there for us.
And you've obviously kind of touched upon that the season has been a little bit disappointing, but how would you kind of reflect on it from a personal point of view?
Again, like I say, yeah, the whole team probably not as good as we should. Me personally, I just always feel I can do better. Even if I was having a great season, I feel like there's always something you can improve. I've had to play in different positions, learning new things, which is good for me because I'm learning. But again, I think I can always do better. But I just want to be the best I can be and help the team as much. So hopefully, like I say, in the split, I can be the best Corrie Ndaba.
Yeah, absolutely. And I suppose if we just sort of take you back to like your younger days as a footballer, and even like before you got involved in the sort of professional side of things, like what's your sort of first memories of playing football, and did you have like a favourite team and that sort of thing?
Yeah, I grew up growing Manchester United. I think I grew up in Ireland. Everyone in Ireland was either Manchester United or Liverpool, really. So I grew up supporting Man United, but I was just playing on the street with my friends from really young. Obviously, them memories are really great. As a kid playing on the street, that's where you almost learn your trade. So I enjoyed that period of my life.
At what sort of point was it that you got picked up to go to England?
So I started going on trial when I was about 13. Went on trial to Ipswich, Hearts, and Leicester. Ended up signing for Ipswich and was there obviously until last season.
What was it kind of like? Obviously, did you say 13? Like that's obviously very young.
Yeah.
What was it kind of like? Obviously being away from home and that sort of
my
thing.
grassroots team, we actually had like a lot of really good players. So there was 2 players who went to go sign from Man City when they were 13. So that's just, I always had in my head, I want to go over to UK and play football. I remember being 11, 12 thinking, I'm not over in England yet, like what's going on? Like I might not make it. But again, it's really, I think back now, I think, wow, that's really young. But I was just ready for it. That's all I wanted to do. It's all I was obsessed about, going over to UK and playing and getting the opportunity on a good stage to show what I can do.
Yeah, absolutely. And obviously you'll have a lot of fond memories from your time at Ipswich, and you were there for such a long time, right up until last summer. What was it like as a whole being there? It's obviously a a famous club in England. And
yeah, definitely. I think I was there a long time, so I've seen different periods. I've seen when they're struggling, I've seen when they're doing really well, different managers, and I learned a lot there. You know, there's some really good players and top pros, so I learned how to be a good professional more than anything. And it's a really good club. Everyone's tied together, kind of like here, and they just do things properly now. The club is just gone that way now. So I had a great time there, and I learned a lot there.
do you feel like, obviously leaving home from an early age, did that help you grow up a lot quicker?
Yeah, definitely. But like I said, I just take everything in my stride. You know, it's what I wanted to do. So I never really got homesick, or I just I loved what I'd done. So I was happy to be there. But I definitely made me. You have to grow up quicker. So it was good for me.
I heard through the grapevine you were very pleased that Ipswich got promoted to the Premier League last season.
Yeah, of course. You know, I've been there years, and I know how much it means to the fans and the club. You know, because it was almost like a sleeping giant. And then obviously Kieran McKenna came in and just changed the whole club. You know, and they done really well, and fair play, they got promoted.
You obviously had quite a few loan moves before you came here. Obviously, one of them was close by to here, but we'll not touch upon that too much.
Yeah.
But I'm sure you've had a little bit of stick from a couple of folk about that.
Not too much, but
Just for me then?
Yeah, just you. But yeah, I think going to different clubs as well, it's like I said, I take everything in my stride and I want to learn wherever I am. So I kind of take little bits from everywhere I've been, and I've enjoyed every moment of it, really.
So it was the summer of 2023 when you moved here. When did you sort of first learn of the interest, and what were the sort of conversations that took place between yourself and, I presume it was the manager?
Yeah. He wanted to take me before that, but I was on loan in League One in England. And then it was in the summer we spoke, and I just wanted to come. I thought, I want to try something different, you know, Scottish Prem. And I've enjoyed my time here, obviously. But yeah, it was just, we spoke in the summer, and it kind of happened quick. I was like, I want to come, and then boom, it happened.
Yeah, it was quite early in the summer, wasn't it?
Yeah, because Ipswich told me, you know, we think it's best to go on loan, so I was just ready to go for a new challenge.
You obviously made a flying start to that season, beating Rangers and Celtic in quite quick succession, but if I remember rightly, you got injured at the end of that Celtic game.
Yeah.
And then that sort of maybe put you back a little bit, but you know, for that first part of the season, I seem to remember you had a very good start in the Killie team.
For sure. It's like, obviously, like I say, a new challenge. You play the big dogs, as you say, straight away, Celtic, Rangers, and we done really well. So it was like an ecstasy of happiness. You're doing really well. And then the injury came. I think I was out for 5 or 6 weeks. But it was a great start to life at Kilmarnock. You know, I enjoyed it, and it's good memories.
Did you settle into Scotland like quite quickly, like off the pitch and things like that too?
Yeah, definitely. Like I say, I take everything in my stride. I'm like a chameleon. I can get on with everyone, and I'll be all right wherever. But everyone was really good with me, staff, players. You know, I'm a nice guy, so I can
absolutely
can get on with people.
Yeah, you know, it's so renowned that this group is very tight and things like that. But you obviously like friends and things like that outside of football, and you hang about together and do various things, whether it's going for coffees or whatever too.
Yeah, 100%. Like everyone says, we're all close. We all do everything together, really. I'll go for a coffee with the boys, or I go to the gym every day with Marley, you know. So I love everyone, really. Everyone gets on with everyone, and I think that's really good, you know, where you could be at certain places where people don't get on, you don't speak to certain people, but here, everyone, even if you're different to someone, everyone mixes and matches, so it's good to be a part of.
Obviously, you mentioned like going to the gym and things like that. You're there every day. Is being, you know, at top sort of physical fitness always been something that's been massively important to you? Yeah,
100%. I think I learned that maybe from Ipswich. You know, from young, the senior players are always telling me you need to do more to get to a high level and stay at a high level. So to compete at the top, you need to be able to have your body in top shape and just do as well as you can, and just want to be the best me. Whatever can help me and give me that extra percentage to do well, then I'm all for it.
Yeah, I'm sure your Instagram followers would agree, considering the amount of David Lloyd photos we see on there.
Yeah. That's just the daily deposit. Yeah, I like to go there. You know, like I think as well, playing football, you kind of finish early and you kind of have a lot to do. So I enjoy going to the gym and then you work hard in the gym and then you can go to the spa, you know, cold plunges and all that sort of stuff, and you feel good.
Yeah, absolutely. And just sort of going back to the rest of last season, there was a period maybe around about this time last year where you found yourself maybe on the bench a wee bit more than you would have liked. But how did you find that experience, obviously being a sort of mainstay to then maybe being pulled back a little bit?
Yeah, of course. I think that's football as well. You can have maybe little dips, but again, that motivated me more to, you know, get back to the level and do well and get back in the team. You know, because last year we done well, and I kind of probably understood maybe I should have been taken out for a bit to go back in, which is fine, you know. But we have good players here. Everyone's fighting for competition. It can happen, and like I said, I took it on my stride, just worked hard to get back in the team, and I was happy to do so and finish the season well.
And obviously the season ended in fantastic fashion, finishing fourth and European football secured. What do you sort of remember and recollect from the sort of celebrations and everything, the sort of general happiness around the place from that achievement?
Yeah, it was great. It was like we were just all on it. We stuck together, we done our jobs, we knew what we had to do. You know, whoever came out of the team and into the team done the same job. It was a great thing to be a part of, and I just remember everything being good and everyone happy and buzzing around the place, you know. So I think it's important for us to try get that feeling and motivation back into us, because I know we can do it. You know, we showed we can do it before, so I want to get back to that level.
Was there a moment during your loan season where you thought, I could see myself coming back here?
Yeah, I think so. You know, the gaffer kind of spoke to me about it a little bit, and obviously I had to speak to Ipswich and see the situation there and stuff, but I knew if I was allowed to like leave, I'd feel good coming here. You know, I liked the manager and respect the manager and thought I could kick on again, you know, under him. So it was a no-brainer for me in the summer. Obviously,
it was kind of always rumoured that Kilmarnock were going to come back for you, but it seemed to take a little while. How was that from your perspective? Obviously, you go back to Ipswich after the summer off, and you're there for a bit of pre-season, and you picked up an injury. Yeah.
I think as well that kind of halted things as well, because I was injured, but I was kind of playing on an injury, and then I got a scan, and it turns out I was injured or whatever. So I was just getting fit really to get ready to come back. So like I knew I was coming here, but it just took a bit longer. But no one knew what was going on. Yeah. So I was like, oh, what's going on? But yeah, I knew I was coming back.
Got to the bottom of it eventually.
Yeah.
Am I right in saying that Hibs were interested in you?
Yeah. But like I say, it was a no-brainer for me to come back here. You know, I like working under the manager, and we done well last season. I thought we could emulate that. You know, and I still believe we can get to those levels. So I'm excited for the future.
I'm sure the fans will be pleased to hear that you chose to come here instead of going to Hibs.
Yeah.
Obviously, you do come back here and you're not available at the first couple of games at the start of the season, which obviously included the European fixtures.
Yeah.
But you were in Tromsø, I believe, to watch. What was it like for you being a spectator for that? Obviously, I assume you wish you were out there.
Yeah, cause it's like a whole different experience for me. I was like a true fan, you know. I was really spurring the lads on, and I was actually sitting up in with the fans, and it was a great experience, you know. It was bittersweet because I wanted to be involved, but I was just as happy like watching and spurring the lads on, you know. I think it was a great Joe scored the header, so it was I was ecstasy of happiness, you know. Everyone was just buzzing, so it's a great experience, and again, it motivates you to want to do that again and get back to them levels and play them games, and even travelling together, flying different countries. It's a great experience, and it means a lot to us, the fans, the staff, the club. So I just want to get back there.
Yeah, absolutely, and you know, you'll always be hoping you'll be able to achieve that in the remainder of your time here. When you do get back in the team, you know, things are going okay at that point, certainly. What was it kind of like just to be back out there playing? Was it just pleased to be doing what you love?
I'm happiest when I'm playing football, so happy to obviously get over the injury and then come back and play. You know, I want to play every game, every minute, so like I say, happiest when I'm playing.
I think it was the game against Rangers here in October when Marley scored the winner. I could be wrong in this, but I seem to recollect that was the kind of first time I really noticed that you were maybe not playing exactly as a left back, you were maybe playing infield a little bit, or kind of this sort of hybrid centre back role.
Yeah. Sometimes when I play left back, I come in to the pitch as well to join in and get more space for the winger as well. But I've played in midfield this season a lot as well. So, like I say, it's different positions and learning new things. And obviously, Ginto was back playing, you know, and then he got injured, and then I filled in. I think the first game I kind of played the hybrid centre half midfielder role was Celtic at home here, and that's just to stop there. Like the gaffer gave me a thing to do for that game, you know, and he thought I could do that job well. So that's how I first started playing that position.
I suppose that's got to give you a lot of confidence in the fact that obviously it's something that's maybe a little bit more complicated than just playing left back, but he believes in you that you've got the skills and capabilities to go and do that.
Yeah, of course. You know, the gaffer having belief in me gives me belief as well, you know, and it gives me that extra 1% to go and prove him right and want to do well for him and the team. But yeah, I'm happy to play wherever, you know, and just give my all for the team.
Absolutely. You scored 1 goal this season at Ross County. I presume you'll be hoping you can maybe add another 1 before the season's out.
Yeah. I want to add more goals and assists to my game, you know, help the team in going forward as well, you know. So if it's Ross County or whoever, hopefully I score all the games, you know. Hopefully I can get more, like you say.
I think I remember rightly, but that game you had your hair not braided, it was kind of like an afro. What do you kind of prefer playing with? Have you got a preference or just whatever you feel?
It's tough to play in the afro because it was raining and the hair was in my face and stuff, but I think my hair lady was away, so she couldn't do my hair, so I had it in the afro, but
just let
I don't really, whatever, I don't mind. It's easier with the braids because I can see. Afro, if it's raining I can't see, but it's fine either way.
Well, we'll all know that the next time you've got the fro out.
Yeah.
On the season as a whole, obviously we're at the point now where we're kind of just above the playoff spot in the relegation zone. I suppose now it's just about having that confidence to go and deal with these 5 games and get the bit between the teeth and just get the club over the line and just move on from it.
Yeah, 100%. Like I say, we know we haven't done as well as we should this season. I don't think we should be down there, but from our mistakes and of course over the season we haven't done well enough, so we are in that position. We need to accept that and try to get points on the board and just climb up the table, you know. I want to be the best of the rest. I want to be the best team I want to finish as high as we can, you know, because I believe we are the best of the rest.
I know it's obviously not necessarily for you to kind of decide or comment upon, but just like personally, what would you say has been the sort of main differences between last season and this season?
See, the spirit and the togetherness is still there. I think maybe the start of the season there was so many red cards and disciplinary issues, you know, it was hard for us to play with 10 men over and over again, so it's almost like a shock, like what's going on, you know, we weren't used to that. And maybe just little thing, close games not going our way, whereas before we were just clinical, we're scoring and we're tighter at the back. It's clear this season we're conceding more goals, which we need to address and get better at. You know, like we say, we have done it, we know we can do it, so it's just getting back to that level and staying there, you know, so I'd say that's the difference.
Do the confidence levels remain high, obviously, despite, you know, there's been a couple of heavy results recently on the road? Are the confidence levels still at that sort of decent level where everyone believes in each other and they know they can do it?
Yeah, I can't speak for everyone else, you know, but for me personally, I still believe. I'm not going to let a loss or whatever affect me, you know. It's football, it can happen. I'm ready to go again and I feel confident and I feel like I can do well to help the team. You know, I think as well the injuries haven't helped. I don't like to give excuses. I think whoever's fit and ready to play should be able to do the job. You know, Big Stu getting injured, he's a really big player for us. Vass obviously being injured as well. Ginto came back, was doing really well, got injured for us. But again, just if you cross the line, you have to do the job for the team, and there's no excuses.
Absolutely. And just if we look kind of beyond this season and maybe even beyond Kilmarnock, like what's your kind of aspirations and hopes for the rest of your career, whether it's here or obviously further forward?
Like I say, I want to be the best me, you know, I want to squeeze all the potential or whatever I think. I just want to play at the highest level, be the best me and learn and just, play at the highest level. You know, I think you should always aim as high as you can, you know, so that's the plan.
Is like playing abroad like something like you fancy doing at any point, or are you kind of unsure?
Yeah, I'm open to everything. You know, if it's right, it could come about. But right now, I just need to focus here. You know, get the club where they should be and away from relegation battles.
Absolutely, and I know you get asked about kind of the international scene quite a bit whenever you're up doing press conferences. You'll be hoping that does come at some point in your career. Am I right in saying that you could be eligible to play for South Africa as well?
I think I'm eligible to play for Ireland, Ghana. I think South Africa as well. I'm not even 100% too sure, but I think so. Yeah. But of course, it's every player dreams of playing on the international stage. You know, that would be great for me and a dream of mine. You know, like I say, I want to be the best me and squeeze out all the potential I can. You know, I believe in myself, think I can do this, so that's a goal of mine for sure.
Okay, just a couple of like wee questions just to end on, like kind of silly things, but who's the best dressed in the team?
I'll go Corrie Ndaba.
Of course.
I'll go Corrie Ndaba. I'll be fair and honest, I'll go Corrie Ndaba.
Who's the biggest joker? Corrie Ndaba?
No, I'd say Danny Armstrong, probably biggest joker. Everyone's funny in their own way, you know, but I'd say Danny.
Who's the most intelligent?
Ooh. Rory's intelligent. I'd probably say Rory, yeah.
Teacher's pet?
Teacher's Brad Lyons.
Oh.
Brad Lyons for sure.
He's not going to let you say that.
That's the joke, right? Everyone knows. It's Brad Lyons.
And have you got like a best mate or?
Best mate, Marley Watkins is my best mate in the team, yeah.
Good stuff, mate. Well, thanks very much for joining me.
Thank you.
Cheers.
No problem.